Church, man, let me preach this. We try to bind them everything because of the guilt. You know what? And somebody said, well, I made a mistake and I hit him and I shouldn't have hit him. And I cursed at him and I shouldn't have done it. And I punished him and I shouldn't have done it because I wanted to favor this one because I just love this one. This one is so perfect. Nonsense. There's a root there that parents have to deal with. And so you try to buy the forgiveness. You try to buy their love when you should be doing is humbling yourself, admitting your errors, and then watch the restoration take place. Oh, God. Can I go deeper? Some of you are saying right now, I can't do that. I can't do that. I cannot go to my son and tell him that I've been wrong. I cannot do that. Well, can I tell you something? It's called pride. And we talked about that last week. Every sin arises from pride. When you can't admit that you've done wrong for whatever reason, and we justify it because we're parents. How many times have we told our kids, you can't do that? And the kid says, well, why do you do it? Because I'm the parent. Sin is sin, people. The Bible doesn't give parents especially authority to sin, and the kids are just, no. We are all children of God. We are all in the same boat. Parents, when you sin, it's not any different than when your children sin. Oh, God, can I preach? And then we go on to do this and to that, and to try to push them. And the Bible says, stop provoking your children. Maybe we're the ones causing the division in our family by provoking, by pushing. Oh, God, church. Stop it. Turn to your neighbor and say, stop it. Stop it. Oh, God. I can't do it. I cannot admit that I'm wrong. I cannot go to my son. I cannot go to my daughter and actually tell him that I'm sorry because I favored another one or because I'm trying to buy their forgiveness. I cannot do it. Well, then you've got a pride issue. When you think about relationships, let's just talk about relationships now. When we think about boyfriend and girlfriend, let's move it forward. Let's talk about marriage. What happens in marriage? Why can't we all get along? People say, why is marriage so hard? Let me give it to you in a nutshell. Marriage isn't hard. We make it hard because we don't know how to forgive. We make it hard because we don't know how to admit when we've made a mistake. Well, no, it's her. It's her. And when she changes, I'll change. And when he changes, well, great. And then both of you are like this. Pride. Oh, man. Oh, we have no problem picking up every curse language in the book and can say it with but one word that is not even in Hebrew, Latin, Arabic is the word I'm sorry. And we don't know how to use it. Oh, but God forbid if our kids are fighting with someone else. When they're little, and we tell them, well, you need to tell them that you're sorry, and the kid's looking at you, really? What did you just do to mama? And you can't even, oh, God, church, help me, please. Stop the nonsense, parents, stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense. Every once in a while, man, you gotta buckle up your pants, pick up your zipper, and man up and say, I'm sorry, I messed up. Now do what you gotta do to restore your marriage. Get up and say, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do, because I got kids in this house. Oh, God, church. I'll get to the women in a minute. We don't know how to say, I'm sorry, it's my fault. We don't know how to say it. But we want the whole world to apologize to us. Wrath, envy. I'm not going to change it. You're in the grocery store. You heard this? Oh, there's Peter, turn. And all of a sudden you get ready to check on it. Who is right behind you? Peter. I was just thinking about you. Yeah, that train with him. And you say, hey, why am I always running to these people? You don't understand that you are God's child. And God is trying to put the people in front of you. Oh, God, this man, you don't understand what I'm saying. It's not coincidence. God's trying to break that root of hate that's out there, of envy, of lust, of pride, whatever it is. So the only way to do it is to confront it. And He puts it in front of you so you can finally say, hey, this is eating me up. It's been eating me up for 20 years. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have called you that. But you have to humble yourself. Restoration begins with you. people right now that are still, that's a stupid thing, eh? I get bitter people, eh? What happened? I don't know. It's a beautiful thing. Now it is, and it's sunny. Can you ever bet those people? It's sunny, but it's too hot. It's raining, I'll go get wet. Bitter people that have been hurt for a reason, catch them a break, give them a break. The Bible says, kill them with love, kill them with love, kill them with love. Just bitter people, ugly people. But none in this church. Oh, not here. Some of you are going like this. Can I go deeper? Church, we have to admit when we're wrong. We don't know how to say we're sorry, it's my fault. You see, your relationship with your child isn't strengthened. Your relationship with your spouse isn't strengthened and getting stronger when you admit how many times you're right and how many times you're wrong. Oh, as a parent, we love to do this. I'm right, you're wrong. Bottom line. And we think our relationship with our kids strengthened when we can prove how many times we're right and they're wrong. But I've got news for you. The moment you can get on your knees and say, son, I made a mistake. The moment you can admit when you're wrong, that will create a bond with your child that nothing can break. I'm telling you, the moment you can get on your knees and humble yourself and say, I'm sorry, son, I did this to mom, I did this to dad, vice versa, whatever the case may be, I was wrong. And I don't expect you to forgive me, but I'm going to do the rest. Spend the rest of my life doing whatever I can to try to gain your trust. We don't do that. You know why? Because it hurts. It causes pain. We don't do it because it's uncomfortable. So instead, let's go to GameStop and buy you a game. Wrath. You say, well, Pastor, I have something against my brother. I have something against my sister. I have something against a family member, a loved one, a leader, a church, whatever. I have something against Pastor. I wouldn't kill them. I'd like to. but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Let me just tell you something that when you may not be killing someone physically, but the words that come out of your mouth are life or death. We are killing our children with the words that we say daily. You either build them up or you tear them down. In relationships, we cut out our partner all the time. You almost sound like you're speaking in tongues, girlfriend. They're just words. No, they're not words. You have to understand that when we kill our marriages and we kill our children with words, we have these injuries that you don't see because they're internal. They're trying to smile and live on the inside, the outside, but they are bleeding on the outside, on the inside. Excuse me, vice versa. They're trying to cover it up on the outside, but they're bleeding on the inside. And then we wonder why these kids veer off to drugs and why they wander off to alcoholism and why they wander off to addictions. Well, what's the point of being here? Mom doesn't love me, dad doesn't care for me, I'm the mistake, I shouldn't have been here, so what's the point? I'm going to go do what I got to do. And then they come to counseling and say, I don't know what's going on, my son. People turn to drugs, they turn to alcoholism, and even suicide. Why? They're trying to numb the pain they're feeling. They're so deep. But I'm here to tell you that God hears you. God hears you. He sees you. He sees your pain. He sees your tears. He sees what you're going through. And He's saying, I'm just waiting for you to stop. Just stop this nonsense. Call upon me and I will give you rest. Cast all your burdens upon me. Sometimes we're moving too quick and trying to fix it. God says, peace. Still and know that I am the Lord. He goes, those that sow in tears will reap with joy. Those that sow in tears will reap with joy. Mom, I see your tears in the closet when you are in the bathroom and you have a door closed and the kids aren't there and that's the only time you have to vent and you've got anger because what the boyfriend did or what the man did or what daddy did, that he took away your innocence, and so now you're trying to raise a kid on your own because you don't understand how to have a relationship with somebody because there was never a relationship with you at home. But God says, I see your tears, I see your pain. Keep praying. He says, stay what you're doing. I'm responding. I'm about to do something new. sermon in 2 minutes. Watch. Because I only told you the part about the robe and thrown into the cistern. But there's a problem here. Joseph goes through a timetable of wrongs and ups and downs. Listen closely. He goes from a well to sold into slavery. He reaches Egypt. And guess what happens in Egypt? He is sold again. Stay with me, stay with me. He becomes the head of Potiphar's estate over there where he's being sold in Egypt. So what happens? He puts him on, he's been sold, he likes him, he works for him, he gets lifted to the top. Watch, this is Joseph. He gets lifted to be the top of Potiphar's estate. But guess what happens? Here comes Potiphar's wife. Potiphar's wife lusts over Joseph. And she says, will you sleep with me? Joseph says, no, stay away. Get behind me, Satan. She says, so what does she do? She develops a story. She goes to Potiphar and says, hey, this guy tried to rape me. It's in your book, read it. He tried to rape me. He gets thrown in jail by the same guy that has given him the promotion. So now he goes to jail for a false accusation. Stay with me. But in prison, he receives a gift. What gift does he receive? Not food, not money. He receives a gift of interpreting dreams. Stay with me, church. He receives the gift of interpretation. 2 years later, understand that process and restoration takes time. 2 years later, Pharaoh has a dream. And none of his nunchucks there can interpret it. He's like, there has to be somebody here that can interpret this dream. And the cupbearer said, hey, I know of a guy who's in prison. His name is Joseph. He knows how to interpret dreams. They get him out of jail. Everything. They get him out of jail to interpret this dream. So what does Pharaoh do? Pharaoh puts him in charge of all of Egypt. He's gone from well to head to prison to head. Stay with me. There is a great famine that hits Egypt. And the brothers that hated him so much say there is no other place to go for food but to Egypt. Well, guess who's in charge of Egypt? The same brother that was thrown in the well by these two chumps. Watch, I'm trying to get to a point here, sir. So these brothers say, okay, Dad, we will go to Egypt. And they go to Egypt and they come up to this king and they say, King, it's good for you. Can we have some food? For we have no food where we're coming from. And they do not recognize Joseph. They don't realize that they're bowing down to their brother. They don't realize that they're bowing down to the same one they made fun of. The Bible says that then Joseph revealed himself to them. He said, don't you remember who I am? And the brothers in shock, the first thing they must have thought was regret, was guilt, was how in the world did he go from the well to the palace? How he was dead. He was surely dead. How in the world? He was sold for slavery. How did he get to this point? And the Bible says that forgiveness takes place. Where Joseph could have said, now you're going to pay the price. I'm throwing you all in the well. No, he accepts them. He loves them.